Okay, can everyone hear me now? Testing, testing. Hopefully everyone can hear me now. Let me know if you can't hear me. There we go. I think that's working now. Okay, now we should be able to get into it. Perfect. Okay. Thank you all for joining. Really appreciate it. This is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm just going to show you what I'm currently buying right now. We're going to go through, show you my eBay process, adding things to my watch list, and then coming through here on the sniping service I use and setting my bids. So um, really the I want to start with 2024 Prism Silver. I like to use the dash PSA dash SGC dash BGS. There's probably not a lot of this stuff graded right now, if any, but I use this for searches just to filter out graded cards. So let me know if you have any questions, by the way, at any point throughout this live stream. I can see the chat here on another screen, so I'll do my best to answer questions. Um, we can try buy it now a little bit later. I can show you kind of my strategy for that. Auctions is where the majority of the cards are going to be able to be bought. So for those who didn't see, I just filtered down to auction here. So we got flashback stuff, and maybe we'll have to start with something that ends right away. This will test my timing here. So when I want to look at a card, I obviously look at the pictures. There's a little bit of what looks like could be scratches down here in this area, and a little bit of funky stuff going on this corner and edge. Maybe some surface stuff up here as well. Let's check the back. Probably pass on this one just because there's going to be a lot of these I can set bids on. So one thing to keep in mind, like, don't force yourself to buy cards. There's so many of them. Don't force yourself to buy something. If you see something that doesn't look right, just move on to the next thing. You'll be just fine. So let's try this one now. Again, I mean, this stuff could be on the sleeve, but a scuff like that looks like it's on the card. Scuffs right here looks like they're on the card. Down here. So again, could be wrong there, but okay. I'll back up a little bit. So usually I just add stuff to my watch list from this page here, and then I inspect the actual photos, close-ups a little bit later down the road. So we will go ahead and just start adding some stuff around here. Don't mind getting really any quarterbacks of the flashback stuff. I'll really be sticking with top guys when it comes to um, the flashback stuff. Open to any of the top rookies when it comes to the regular silver prisms. If you can see something's way off center just from this photo, this front photo, like this McCarthy here, just pass on that. This one looks like, well, looks a little bit off center left to right. Let's check it out. Okay with neighbors there. Worthy is a good buy right now. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and add a bunch. This is kind of like the gathering phase. You want to cast your net pretty wide. That's off center, top to bottom, and then filter it down as you go. I don't really want Rattler unless it's an auto. Go for that. Harrison Jr. We'll take that. Definitely open to optic hollows as well. Mosaic colors as well. I'll be looking at. Mosaic so far looks a lot better this year than last year. Last year was tough, extremely tough to grade Mosaic, but this year was, or it's looking a lot better so far. Autos here. Um, it's a little off center, but I'll try it. So usually I go through like 2 or 3 pages of this. I'm just going to go through the first page for now, just to kind of um, show you the concepts, and then we'll just continue to search. I'll show you the other stuff I'm looking for. Again, any questions, let me know. I want to start doing this more frequently, hopefully once a month. Yeah, we can look at some of this. Looks off center, top to bottom. Drake May. So in terms of who I'm targeting all 6 of the first round quarterbacks from this past draft. So that would be Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, Drake May, Michael Penix, and who's the other one? I'm forgetting one. Anyway, and then yeah, top receivers, top running backs, tight ends like Brock Bowers, especially when it's Prism and Prism color. Um, that's really good stuff to go after to grade with good margins. Okay, we've got some stuff ending as soon as 17 minutes, so we gotta get going on this. So mosaic here. With these mosaic patterns, it's a little bit trickier to spot surface issues, and that kind of works both ways. It's harder to buy clean ones, but it's also you can get PSA 10s on stuff with minor surface issues because it's just harder to notice in general. Doesn't affect the overall appearance of the card. Yeah, Bo Nix. How did I forget Bo Nix? There's a small print line here on the front, very common with mosaics. If that's really the only thing I'm seeing, I think I will still take a stab at it. It looks centered enough, a little bit off left to right. Top 2 corners look good. These back corners are what you really want to look at with mosaic. A little bit of white there, looks like it's on the outside. That corner's a little bit concerning. Could be on the outside though. So let's go for it. So I'll go ahead and show you my process now for actually making the bid. Got to check comps first. And this might seem like a long or tedious process in the start, but get a lot quicker at it as you go. Mosaic, Prism. It's hard to search for this parallel because it's the mosaic. So it's not the mosaic silver prism or any of the color ones. So all of these ones come up, but it's this one here, 1151. I figured this was about, oh wow, $4 there, 8.99. Okay, I mean, it's cheap shipping. It's only $1.58, so I'll bid. I'll go 11.01. I always add a penny just in case it makes a difference. Don't know if it really does or not, but okay. First bid down. You just move through the list, and if you can get like, it gets to the point where you can do this for 15 minutes a day. You can buy 5 cards a day and really start building up an impressive bankroll with submitting to PSA with not a whole lot of time. So if you have a lunch break, if you can take little breaks from work, little time in the evening. So this scan is a little bit harder to see surface issues, but it looks pretty good to me. That edge wear looks like it might be minimal enough on the outside edge. back. See, this is looking like a little bit maybe of concern down here, but it looks good enough. Oh, and I forgot to check. So the other one was a cheap enough card, but I usually check sellers' other items, see if they're selling a lot of graded cards. Looks like this guy isn't. He probably just ripped a bunch of Prism. He's got a one graded card here. It's an old serial number, so that's not a worry at all. Yeah, I'm not too worried here. Um, then you can also look down at the condition, ungraded, near mint, or better. Even if it says excellent and everything else checks out, then it's usually fine. Looks like a consigner though, which that's a red flag for me. But I don't think this is one of the biggest consigners that most people would send their raw rejects to. So, do you usually bid close to comps? Yeah, I do. If I'm confident that something's really clean and it has good margins, I'll often bid a little over comps. Um, I really don't base my price bases off of comps themselves. I really base it off of the PSA 10 and the potential to get a PSA 10. Wow, so comps here are all over the place. So if there's no PSA 10s, then yeah, I'll go close to comps. And usually it ends up being close to comps anyway that I like to bid at. But um, I like to use the PSA 10 price as a basis. So 60 to 75 to a random one here at 102. I'm totally fine bidding 65 on this. Um, go ahead and do that. And actually, we'll be streaming long enough to see if I win some of these. So that'll be fun. Then I can show you how I enter my purchases, how I track my data, which is another really important part of this process. It's super important if you're wanting to um, do a lot of raw to grade stuff. Okay, auto here. Going to be a little bit more strict on the lesser known players just because the PSA 9s of those won't sell as well. It looks pretty good. There could be some scratches here. It's really hard to say. Oftentimes I'll kind of look at the edge of the top loader to see if the scratches extend out to the top loader. Then you know it's just on the case, not the sleeve, or not the card itself, sorry. But I think I'm going to pass on this one. Just like I said, it's a lesser known player. Yeah, there's a little bit of corner whitening down there. So again, no reason to force any purchases. It's really easy to set money on fire in this hobby, especially with grading with PSA and ultra modern stuff. So here we go. Weak neighbors. Looks pretty good. I think that's a fleck on the case. Usually specks of white aren't too concerning. Let's look at the back, especially that bottom right corner. Looks pretty good. Okay, looks like this is a seller that I've looked at before. Potentially bought from. Okay, looks like he's got a lot of, oh yeah, so I'm watching some of his other stuff. Nice. Just add a couple more of these. Looks like he, oh, wow. Red auto. It's nice. It's like a print line there, but I'll throw it on. Um, yeah, I'm fine with this. Let's pop a bid on it. Near mint or better. Surface dimples. Okay, so he did note condition. That's nice. This is you know you can buy from sellers when they do stuff like this because then you just look at their listings and find stuff that doesn't have condition issues. In fact, I'll show you what I do really quick. I've said it before, but tracking sellers is super, super, super important. So I will go ahead and, well, actually, I'm gonna use my, I'll use my other login just to have it kind of set up better. But anyway, just adding a seller. You can come in here and add this guy as a seller. So Top Notch Sports Club. And we can add a link to his store, which you can just copy this link here. Notes, condition, in description. So I don't know. I've never bought anything from him, so I'm not going to give him like a super high rating. But, then you can come in here, view the seller, and, go to his eBay link there. Anyway, really important to track sellers. Um, Link in the description if you want to use the website that I build and I'm still working on. Okay, so back to this. We'll set a bid now. Weak neighbors, flashback prison. 17, 15, 28, 22. Yeah, so what's this one at right now? I'll go ahead and set a bid for 20, maybe 21, just in case someone else bids right at 20. And then we just keep it rolling. Got some ending soon, so this will be fun. I've already bought one of these so far of Caleb, and it wasn't gradable, so definitely after some others. That looks like scratches there. Yeah, I don't know what else that could be. That's not on the case. It ends right where the card ends. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and, oh yeah, it's this guy. Let's see if he notes it in his, oh, he doesn't note it. Okay, interesting. It makes me second guess if it really is that or not. Maybe we'll throw a low bid on this one and just see if we can win it. Never hurts to just bid kind of low on stuff, and then if you win it and it turns out to be ungradable, you can just resell it raw and break even. 43, 68, 73, 60, 50, 70. I'll bid 50 on it. I doubt I'll win it. It's already at 45, but in the case that I do win it and it doesn't have flaws, even better. 51. Awesome. Okay. Drake May. Drake May and Caleb are really good to buy right now, um, as well as McCarthy and Penix because they're not in the playoffs. So a lot of people are going to be focusing on the other two, Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels, rightfully so. I am too, but it's nice to mix things up a little bit. So this one's ungraded excellent. Let's see what he has to say about this. Yeah, surface scratches. So we know that this is a seller that will put near mint or better when the cards are better condition. Some sellers put excellent for everything, just automatically, but we know this is a seller that notes those things. So move on to the next one. Do you pay tax on your purchases? Great question. I don't pay sales tax on my purchases because I have a reseller's license. Um, eBay supports this. You can upload a reseller's license. You can obtain one in your state, and then you save, 5 to 10% on on any purchase. I think that corner is not too concerning. Oh, again, same guy, ungraded excellent. So this guy makes it easy. Scratches, dimples, okay. If it was just dimples, I would consider it, but scratches are usually a little bit more serious. Okay, product, interesting. So is that that's comprehensive, like all parallels included, all players included, or is that for a more specific subset? Curious to know that. This one's a little off-centered, top to bottom. I don't think it's concerning though. Got a fingerprint there. It's got some flex. Nothing too concerning. You're never going to be able to judge the surface perfectly from photos. That's just the nature of it. Could be some scuffs here. I don't know. Let's check out the seller's other items. So yeah, you can obtain a reseller's license in whatever state you're in. And oh, Brock Bowers silver looks a little off. Center, top to bottom. But yeah, it looks like this guy just ripped Prism and he doesn't grade. So pop a bid on this. 28% gem rate for Mosaic though, that's brutal. Last year was a tough grade, really tough to grade Mosaic. This year, the ones I've gotten so far have looked good. 20 bucks for a silver, 19 bucks for it out of 149. 25. It's hard to justify 20 bucks for a silver when the numbered ones aren't going for much more. What's it at now? 15 and 5 bucks shipping. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass on that. So that's another thing to check. Kind of my like the two tiers of checking. Obviously, first is the condition of the card. Is it going to be gradable? And second is, does it justify grading based on the raw price compared with the PSA 10 price or the PSA 10 potential? Is this even a silver? Oh yeah, it is. I guess I don't know if the variations even have base. It's like a minor scratch there. Sometimes they'll ding you for those. Actually, more often than not, they will. But you can sometimes get tens. Other than that, it looks clean. If that's the only thing I'm seeing. That corner looks a little concerning to me. Can't tell if it's a little bit rounded. Yeah, it says ungraded excellent. Let's see if there's any notes about it. Silver variation. Okay, let's see. Graded stuff, but it's old serial numbers. Let's see if he lists excellent on everything. No, he doesn't. So right away we know that he sees something wrong with it. That's good enough for me. I'm gonna pass on this one. Just remove it from here. So, let's see here. It's a little off center top to bottom, but it's within 60-40. Left to right as well looks good. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, nothing too concerning here. Back corners on these. I don't know. Yeah, that's a whole nother topic. I don't know why they do these light blue backs on these cards for 2 years in a row. It's brutal. Ah, here we go. Can't tell if that's on the card, but it looks like exactly the type of scratch that would be on an optic card because I've seen that scratch on several of the optic cards I've bought this year. See if there's anything about it in the notes. I just noticed a processing line behind the helmet. I added a new picture. Nice. Nice. I mean, he says it's just a print line. It's not visible, not super visible. Not necessarily a deal breaker for me. A little riskier than some, though, I guess. This guy doesn't grade, it looks like, at least from what we can tell. Okay, let's comp this and make a decision here. Okay, another thing I wanted to bring up, anyone submitting to PSA right now, anyone have orders out there, how are the turnaround times? Because they are going so slow for me right now. It's brutal. What's this one at? 29 minutes. I'll go a flat 100 on this for 101. Let me know what you guys' PSA orders are looking like right now. Um, of course, I want to do more PSA reveals for you guys, but can't do that when PSA is taken forever. Okay, this one looks a little off center, top to bottom. There's a dimple there, that's clear to see. A little bit more. Could just be flex. And with a dimple that small and that, it's just that one, not too concerned about it. Back looks pretty good. Let's see if there's anything in the description. Nothing, so we check the other items. Me too, they definitely have slowed down big time for me. That's good to know, because, yeah, um, I used to follow the blowout cards thread for that. I don't look at it as much anymore. But yeah, I have an order that got there November 4th that is still in research and ID. I'm gonna throw a bid on this one. The last two orders, one valuable, both turning around 4 weeks. Wow, wow. Sounds like you're the anomaly right now. 26, 15, 20, 22, 41. Did we already look this one up? Forgot if we did. No, we didn't. It was Malik Neighbors. Okay, so I feel like this will be an $80 PSA 10 by the time I get it back, so I can bid 20 on it. 2101 to be precise. Yeah, I was really hoping to do a nice Christmas PSA reveal for you guys last month, but yeah, did not get back in time. Have two that have been arrived since December 6th. Wow, that's brutal. That is brutal. We hope they start speeding up. Travis Silver. Again, I'm gonna be more picky on this kind of stuff. It's a little off center top to bottom, but um, centering is not as much of an issue with PSA. My graders did not do any big favors though. Pretty harsh, I thought. Yeah, that's I've been hearing that too. Um, it's like a little scratch right there, maybe. I've been hearing that too. My last two orders weren't great either. I've heard they're cracking down on grading standards a bit. Condition are better. There are no noticeable print lines. Okay, I mean, if it's just that one minor, what was it? One minor hairline scratch there, I'll go for it. Why not? Prism football sells well. So Jordan Travis, obviously someone I'm not going to be holding, which none of these guys are, except for maybe McCarthy and Penix. 25, 19, 31. What's it at right now? We'll do 21. Oh, wait. Oh, it's the variation. I was like, what's going on here? Okay. 19, 20, 40, 30, 30. Um, looks like, is it at 22.50 now? Oh, it is. Really don't want to go over 25 on this one. Throw on a bid since we've already done the hard work. Okay, got a couple more questions. Have you had any trouble with PSA gem rates lately? For the past 2 years, I've been over 60% on all orders but one, and it was low 50s. Past 3 months, I've had 7 submissions come back in the lower 40s. Yeah, so um, like I mentioned, my last 2 orders were in the 40s, um, which is significantly lower than my average as well. So definitely a little bit concerning. Um, but I think I always say with 50% gem rate, you should be able to make a good profit. This one's off center left to right. So X that one out. Yeah, with 50% gem rate, you should be able to make a good profit. With 40, I guess theoretically, you should be able to turn a bit of a profit. Um, of course, ideally, you want 60s and 70s, but we'll see what happens. I'm interested to see if this trend sticks around or if it comes and goes. Okay, let me catch up on some of these questions. How much of a multiplier do you think the Prism Silvers will be? Um, it depends. I think the early ones, getting the early ones back from grading, well, the multiplier will likely stay the same. I would say 2.5 to 3. Um, yeah, that's what I would say. 28% gem rate includes the parallels. Okay, this is referring to mosaic. Yeah, that is concerning for sure. I've noticed with mosaic, and this applies to probably other sets as well, but um, some players grade better than others. It's like a bit of a scratch there. That's really all I'm seeing. Is this the only picture though? It is the only picture. No picture of the back. Let's see if they say anything. Really? What's Gixon? Great question. Gixxen is the eBay sniping service that I use. Okay, so it looks like this guy doesn't grade. So because these flashbacks are usually have backs that aren't too concerning, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a bid on this one. So yeah, Gixxen is the eBay sniping service I use. It just helps streamline my process. So like if you don't use a sniping service, I'm okay bidding a little bit more on McCarthy. We'll go 36. If you don't use a sniping service, you either set your bids way early, which gives you a lesser chance of winning the auctions, or you're sitting there waiting for auctions to end, which just wastes a lot of time. Using a sniper is a way to streamline your process, so you're kind of putting your tasks into different buckets where it's like, um, yeah, you go through and you watch all the items that you like, and then you inspect them, and then you set your snipes, as opposed to doing one card at a time and sitting and waiting, and just gets really inefficient. So Gixxen isn't a marketplace, it's just it populates your eBay watch list when you sync it with your eBay. It does cost a little bit, but I think it's pretty cheap. I think it's like $10 a year or something like that. It's really not hardly even an expense at all. Okay. Yeah, this one looks pretty good. We'll see what happens. This, if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl or not. A little hesitant to buy guys in the playoffs, but want to get some Prism back early this year. I was a little bit late to the game last year, so I don't want to have the same thing happen this year. So, yep, looks good to me. I wouldn't be surprised if his silvers are more expensive, though. Gonna just cut out some of the other words just to make it easier to find. That doesn't look like a silver to me. 44, well, that's a variation. Let's see. 38, 20, 40. Man, it's hard to believe that these will go for 120 plus by the time I get it back. They could though, I mean, could, but I'm gonna play it safe here and go like 30. In general, I like to have the PSA 10 price be double the cost of raw and grading fee. So for instance, like on a, oh, whoops, I just exited. So on a $30 card, let's say $20 to get it graded, you're into it for 50 times 2, you want the PSA 10 to be at least that. It's kind of the metric I like to go off of. Okay, let's go ahead and refresh this and just see if we've won any of the ones that we bid on. Okay, let's see. Jeez, wow. Okay, so here's where they start. Okay, we lost this one by 50 cents. Okay, we won the Drake May with our asking price. Wow, so it got all the way up to our asking. Got outbid on the neighbors. And yeah, I figured we would lose this Caleb, but I'm okay with that. Okay, I mean, not great, but we won one at least. So I'll go ahead and purge the old ones just so this is a little easier to look at. Do you ever crack and resend or just sell as a 9 and move on? I just sell. I've cracked and resent one slab, and that was because it got a min size, and I cracked it, got it back, and it jammed. Got a PSA 10, so Take that for what it's worth. It was an ultra modern. It was a Shade and Sharp rookie, so it wasn't an old card. I was confident it wasn't min size. Okay, this is a bigger one, so I want to be a little bit more careful when evaluating the bigger stuff. Be some scratches there. Wouldn't be surprised if those are on the case though. I don't think that's a scratch. Might be a hair. Could be an indent on the back right there. We'll see if the description says anything about it. Got the lovely AI description on this one. Okay, let's see. Doesn't grade. I don't know. I don't know that I want to pull the trigger on this though. Couple red flags here. This looks like it could be an indent on the back. There's a bit of edge wear up here. I'm not too concerned about that. But there's also these scratches here and here. Very well could be on the case, but I think in aggregate, those concerns are a little too much for me to want to take a risk on that, which is totally fine. Let's move on to the next one. Another Marvin Harrison here. It's a little off center, top to bottom. These all are pretty obviously scratches on the case, at least I'm 95% certain of that. Is that the only picture of this one? Okay. Another AI description. This guy hasn't sold a lot. Oh wow, he's got the silver prism of Penix that we just saw. So he probably ripped a bunch of prism and then is listing it here. Don't think he grades, so I'm good to bid on this. After this one, I'll go ahead and move to some other searches. What did we bid on our other Marvin Harrison? 2101. Yeah, I want to make this enjoyable for everyone. Don't want it just to be the same stuff over and over again. Yeah, let me know any questions you have, please. I love to help as many people as I can. We could do more football. We could do baseball. Let's do a little baseball. Why not? Baseball right now, I'm gonna search specific players because I don't want to go through a bunch of stuff. So I'm buying a little bit of Topps Chrome update, but mostly Topps Chrome numbered parallels and autos. Off center left to right, which a lot of these are. Centering is a big issue. Yeah, I mean, oh man, that's a tough one. I really want this card, but it does look like it might be off-centered, a little too off-centered. Maybe this can be a test though. People always make fun of me with cards I submit that they think are off-centered, and I gem a lot of them. So maybe this can be a proof of concept. I do think it's within 60/40 for what it's worth. Oh, wow. He's got the speckle purple too. Wow. Is he just selling his whole Jackson Merrill collection? This is like a gold mine. This is exactly what I want to buy. But if these are all not gradable, then that's a problem. We'll check them out one by one. Okay, let's see. Have you received any mosaic? Bought about 15 CDs of almost all back issues, dents under the finish. Interesting. I did have, yeah, I have bought quite a lot of mosaic. I have had that issue specifically on a couple of them. But a lot of them looked okay. I feel like I've probably submitted about half of the mosaic cards that I've got so far. Um, this is super cool, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. I want to do more. I want to do this more often. If anyone has any suggestions or questions, please keep them coming. Uh, yeah, like I said, really want to keep this going. Let's get back to what we were doing. Yeah, this is definitely probably a little, yeah. So this is a lot more off-centered than even that last one. It might not look it, but like I've used the centering tool and I've graded enough cards to know what's 60/40 and what's not. Don't really want any of the normal refractors or anything. I don't buy from DC Sports 87. I don't buy from Probstein. I recommend that you guys do the same. A lot of people send their raw rejects. What's your favorite card, man? That's a good question. Centering, again, is brutal. Favorite card? Um, favorite card I've graded or favorite card from this year? Hopefully no one does you dirty by watching this and outbidding you. That would be messed up. Yeah, I thought about that. Um, it could happen, but I figured that, that's the way I can help some people. That's fine. I do a little bit of this, not every day, but most days. There's plenty of cards for all of us, so not too worried about it. Okay, this one looks nice. Okay, I'm just gonna, yeah, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Is it better to send in cards for grading in batches of 20 so you get different graders possibly? Yeah, especially if you're just starting out, I would stick with around 20. Once you're, if you're doing like 100 plus cards per month, I would do batches of like 50. Um, I I like to keep them not much higher than 50. So, um, anyway, I don't like to submit huge orders because, yeah, exactly what can happen is you get a tough grader and then your whole order is ruined. Not buying from DC Sports. We'll watch them. A lot of these are off-centered, but we'll decide when we see the close-ups. DC Sports again. Okay, let's go through Jackson Merrill really quick. Um, Again, I want to keep this interesting for you guys. Do you do Pokemon or Magic the Gathering? I don't currently. Um, I'm not opposed to getting into especially Pokemon, but not something that's super high on my priority list at this point. Okay, let's check this one out. Topps Chrome Auto. It's a little off center top to bottom. Ooh, yeah. Scratch on the edge here. If the centering wasn't a deal breaker, that definitely was. So thanks for making it easy. Again, don't force yourself to buy stuff and don't force yourself to submit stuff for grading if there's major issues with it. It's way better to resell something raw or not buy it at all than get a PSA 9 or lower and lose money after having your money tied up for months. It's a lesson that is very difficult to learn, myself included. It's like a little bit of white on that corner maybe, but it looks like it could be on the outside, so I'm okay bidding on this as long as everything else here checks out. Oh, this is the same guy. Yeah, I mean this one looks good. Objectively, like he doesn't have anything graded. The card looks good, so let's bid on it. Baseball especially, you have to be careful because a lot of the PSA 10 prices do not justify um, buying the raw card. Okay, so 50 for the update, 150 for an SGC 10 of the regular Chrome 180. Like to see that. But yeah, so you'll see like 100 here, 86. If I have to pay 100 for this card and the PSA 10 is going for 180, that's not a good move because best case scenario, you pay 100 for it, you grade it for 20, and then, so that's 120 that you're into it. You're going to be profiting $60 before fees. You'll fees of that will be 27. So 180 minus 27 minus 120 that you're invested into it is $33 profit on an $100 card, and that's best case scenario. So I'm not bidding $100 on this card. The $70 clip is about where I want to be. So I'm just going to bid on it since I've done all the hard work to inspect it. And um, yeah, we'll just go from there. So this is awesome, man. Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate everyone joining. Um, Man, it's been so fun. It's been coming up on 2 years now since I started this channel. Man, I can't thank you guys enough. It's been awesome. I'm gonna do a video coming up soon about kind of a recap of the first 2 years of the YouTube journey. Yes, this was the first one I saw. I actually have a copy of this graded right now as we speak. I did gem it. Yeah, I've done really well with this set. Centering is an issue, but I feel like this one is maybe just within 60-40. See if he says anything about it. Nope. This is the same guy, so we'll go for it. 199. 49 for the update. 55 for the update. I guess we can not look at update stuff. Why don't you turn on super chat for monetize? That's a good question. This is the first time I've done a live stream. So is super chat like something where you can send like money in the chat or something? I honestly don't know. I've never done live streaming really, so $48. That looks like a pretty good price point. 40, wow. That looks like a pretty good price point for this card, honestly. 102 and a PSA 9? Holy cow. 127 and a PSA 10. Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay doing like 45 on this. Let's go ahead and do that. What do you do with the cards that aren't gradable? I think some people send them to ComC. Yeah, some people do. I like to turn them around as quick as I can, so I do not do ComC. I either sell them myself or I send them to Probstein. I periodically send um, raw stuff and some of my older graded stuff to Probstein. So, do you ever send Oh, GameStop PSA submission. I haven't yet. No, I don't really see any reason to because I have the membership and I like to do it all myself. Looks a little off center top to bottom. Don't think it's a deal breaker though. A little off. Oh, yeah, this one's eh, it's about the same as the other one, but the top to bottom centering makes it look a little bit worse. This is the same guy too. Hey man, love the content, been watching for a while. Just quit my job to go full time and hope you can do the same. Wow. Glad to hear the sweet spot price possibly going up. Better return. Wow. Big congrats, man. That's huge. Yeah, that's I'm very open that that's the way I want to take this for myself as well. That's the end goal. Yeah, it looks, yeah, it kind of is. This one here, it looks more off center here on the top half than it does on the bottom half because there's like a glare kind of coming right along this spot. Then when you look down here, it looks actually pretty well centered. So this is the same guy. Let's go for it. Why not? Out of 299. I'm not going to be buying this type of stuff much longer because um yeah, I want to get rid of it in March or before March. Let's see, 299. Make sure I'm looking for the right thing here. 32. Yeah, 51. That's way too much. This card. Yeah, PSA 9 did 33. PSA 9 did 58. Let's look up a PSA 10. You use SGC at all? I used SGC once for my very first grading submission, and I'll never use them again. 132 back in October. This is probably like $100 card. Maybe, yeah, probably like $100. So I'll bid 30 on it. Um, there are several reasons I don't use SGC. Not like a hater per se, but PSA has the resale value and um, also SGC. Well, let's be honest. All the grading companies have their issues. I'm sure your experience is valid. I've had good results with DC Sports 87, about 50% gem rate. Good to hear. I know Little Victory Sports Cards buys a lot from them as well. Um, maybe I just quit on them too soon. I kind of I bought like several cards from them a couple years back before I knew like the deal with big consigners and stuff, and every single one of them had issues. So I was kind of like, I'm done with that. Maybe I'll have to give them a try again though. Same. My first one was with SGC. They sell so slow even with the tens. Yeah. Yeah, that's obviously the biggest problem with SGC. I graded with them right around the time when they were promising super quick turnaround times. Um, and then all of a sudden they like practically shut down and they took like 9 months when they promised like 20-day turnaround. So yeah, definitely left a sour taste in my mouth with SGC. PSA 8 or PSA 9 should be worth more money than raw. Yeah, grading is a scam since the raw cards are worth more than PSA 8 and 9. I don't think it's a scam because of that. Um, I do agree that it causes a lot of issues, but it just comes down to the fact that most of this ultra modern stuff is going to grade a 10, in theory. So people will buy the raw cards because they have the potential of getting a 10 versus a PSA 9 that's already slabbed. Okay. Yeah, he's the one who turned me on to trying them out. Okay, cool. Thanks for that. Thanks for that info. gives me more encouragement to try them out. Bo Nix Silver, we're back to football. Oh, he's got two Bo Nix Silvers. Interesting. I mean, this one looks pretty good. I'm going to close out of some of these tabs. New here, algorithm must know I'm thinking of grading cards. Well, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. Anyone here that has not graded cards before, out of curiosity? 300, 349, 200 for the variation, 205 for the variation, 320, 244. Yeah, I mean, go. His prices have spiked a little bit since obviously the win, the playoff. 300. I mean, I'm okay doing like 275 on these. I mean, if we do our little math here, it means they'll have to go for 590 if it's at 275. I mean, I think that's pretty possible, remembering what happened with CJ Stroud and Anthony Richardson last year. But I don't think I'm going to try to push much higher than that. Okay, let's see here. You look for a quicker turnaround on something like 2024 Prism since the product is new. Yeah, and that's a good point. So PSA has a special this month. Let's see. That is the Value Bulk Turbo. So this is probably what I'll use with a lot of the 2024 Prism stuff, as well as some of the baseball stuff. Um, just because, yeah, for that exact reason, I want to get it back quicker, sell it for more. It's totally worth the extra $7 if they can meet this turnaround time. I mean, the sad thing is usually they can meet this turnaround time under normal circumstances or pretty close to that. But, I'll pay the extra in this case for a lot of this stuff. I haven't graded any this year. Snuck out an order on the 30th. It's over 100 cards. Nice. Yeah, good to get. Well, yeah, I guess this year because it just started last week. But you list your cards, buy it now or auction. Buy it now, and then I consign some with Probstein if they're sitting around for a while or I have a bunch of duplicates. Um, but yeah. Okay, this is an update one. Be a little scratch there. I don't know for sure though. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty good to me. Um, okay, it's already at 50. Huh, I wonder what these are going for. After this one, we'll switch over to something else. Probably go for just a little bit longer. So I'll wrap things up in a bit if you want to stick around. I really appreciate you guys sticking around, by the way. This is a lot of fun for me. Wait, did I say out of 50? Oops. Multitasking is not my strong suit, as a lot of you guys probably can tell. So we got one here for 65 is the green wave. Um, geez, 304. And then 200 and a PSA 10. This must be the first one's back. That's not going to last. 54, 59. I mean, even if they get, okay, so if we bid 60 on this, we'll say 65 with shipping included, plus 20 times 2. Yeah, I'm okay with 65 on this. Might be pushing it a little bit by the time this comes back, but again, if I sneak it in with that value turbo submission, then it might do just fine. Okay, let's do a quick check and see if we've won anything else here. Okay. Oh wow, we got one ending in 44 seconds. We did win the Caleb Williams optic. Wow, for a lot less than we bid on it. See, this is the type of thing that can happen. If you're setting your snipes and you're, bidding on a lot of cards, you're gonna catch cards where there's either multiple of them going on auction or you catch a lucky listing and getting something $20 lower than what I bid on it. That's huge. Like that's a big win. It gives you a lot more margin to work with. And then again, like I mentioned, getting the reseller's license on eBay is a must because then you save an additional, 7% or whatever on sales tax, and that's more money that goes straight to your margin. Okay, let's go ahead and do one more little search. Um, oh yeah, I wanted to do this one just for fun. I love buying Otani rookies and grading them. The likelihood that you can find some that are gradable is less likely, obviously, than um, newer cards, but I still have done really well with them, and it's just fun. I really like the 2018 Topps Chrome stuff, Bowman Chrome as well. That one looks way off centered though. I'm not gonna buy paper stuff though. Um, Chrome. 49.99 as a starting bid is a lot. That's more like it. You know what's funny? I wonder if this is my card right here. I think I sent one of these to Probstein like last week. It'd be funny if I accidentally bought my own card. Yeah, I like just grading the Topps Chrome stuff. A lot of fun. I like Otani collecting so much that I even like his optic cards. Nice. Yeah, I've graded some of his optic cards as well. Yeah, he's a fun one to get graded. Refractor. Let's just do a couple of these. Um, I guess really quickly too, let's go in here to my purchases. Oh, I won this one now too. Okay, cool. Nice. I guess let's just take a look at this one really quick. I'm just going to show you how I track um, purchases. Oh, is this from the same seller? Oh, no, it's not from the same seller. Okay. So 70.51 for this one. So yeah, come in here and actually what I'm working on right now is the ability to bulk import your purchases, just downloading them from eBay and bulk importing them in here. Then you can see all the financial info. I'm almost done with that feature actually, so that's going to be a game changer. Tracking data is super important, especially if you want to, do this full time. What was it? 70.51. Purchase date is today. Haven't sold it yet or anything, so I just save it there. And you can come in here and see it, order by, purchase date newest first. can see it here. And then it can give you, it gives you a good snapshot of what you're looking at, kind of what you need to sell it for to turn a good profit, things of that nature. So I just like to keep things nice and organized, and spreadsheets just get so messy so quick, especially when you want to track separate grading orders and separate sellers and, sort your data in different ways. That's why I built that website, and I'm continuing to add stuff to it. So yeah, again, link in the description if you want to check that out. I really appreciate it if you do. Evolution Sports Marketing. Yeah, I've bought from this guy before, I think. Um, this is a card I've graded before. Usually look pretty good. I have some more at PSA right now, but Otani cards just sell so well, so I don't mind having duplicates of him. Oh, I wasn't at the bottom of the card yet. I mean, the black blends in with the black background, so I guess that's a good sign. So I've bought from this guy. I know that, or at least I better double check, but I'm pretty sure I bought a decent amount from this guy. Yeah, I don't think he grades, so I'm gonna check here what the prices look like. Best time to buy Otani was last month. His prices are already starting to go back up a little bit. Um, geez, $54 for this card? Yeah. Yeah, 150 is a PSA 10, 160. That sounds about right. So I'd want to be at like 50. Okay, doing like 50. I'm going to start using your site. My Google Sheets have confused me too many times. Yeah, well, that's exactly like why I made it. I mean, it goes to show, like, I literally got so upset with spreadsheets that I put in the time to build a website to do it for me. It's so nice because you don't have to worry about formulas and different sheets and, all the different organization stuff. All the calculations are done for you, and you can organize your data how you want to, when you want to, and see it all in one place when you want to. So for me, that's really powerful, and it saves me a lot of time, saves me a lot of money because it helps me make better decisions based on my data. And taxes are coming up. I literally have all my tax data in one spot. Um, this one says ungraded excellent, so we're going to take a look. No description. Yeah, I literally have all my tax data in one spot for it. It's going to be super easy as opposed to digging through all your different spreadsheets, making sure your formulas are updated, making sure all your expenses are accounted for. Like, yeah, you can track other expenses too, like shipping labels and um, or shipping supplies and stuff like that, which can be deducted. So anyway, bit of a rant there. I'm gonna pass on this one. Um, Nothing too concerning with the card with the pictures, but it does say excellent, and there are some slabs here, older slabs, granted, but um, I guess we can check and see if this one says excellent too. This one says excellent too, so maybe he does just put excellent regardless, but there's so many of these that I'm not too stressed to buy this one here. The tabs can get a little out of control when you do this, as you guys can tell. But um, yeah, we'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Gonna go through some more of these Otanis. Um, Again, really appreciate you guys tuning in. I was honestly expecting like maybe 2 people to watch, but it looks like we got 32 here right now. That's awesome. Again, I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate the support. I know I'm not like a big channel or anything, but like it's a lot bigger than I thought it would ever get to. So I really appreciate it. These ones can have surface scratches big time. Like that's the biggest issue I see, especially nowadays, buying these cards from 2018 is the surface scratches. So you got to be careful. Like, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean that's honestly enough to make me pass on it. If you guys haven't watched my video on inspecting raw cards, I talk about a lot of my theories there when it comes to what you can submit and what you can't submit with PSA. Because Gem Mint 10 doesn't mean it's a perfect card. Um, they do allow some minor things, but surface scratches are one thing that I'm very hesitant to let through my inspection. Surface dimples, if it's one or two dimples that are in not very noticeable places, I will submit those all day long. If they're bigger dimples in noticeable places, I don't submit them. So yeah, there's some nuances, and again, I'm not the source of all knowledge, especially because every grader is different too, but that's just what I've found. I've graded, a couple thousand cards now, so I have a decent sample size to work with. This corner right here is a little concerning to me. Bottom right one, I believe. But I'm okay to, well, if everything else checks out, I'm okay to take a chance on it. Do combine shipping. Nice. Your site looks user friendly. Thanks. Yeah, I'm still working on it too, adding new features every day, so it's, continues to get better. Okay, yeah, I don't think this guy grades. So this Topps Chrome pitching one, depending on what time of year you buy it, you have to be kind of careful because it's one of those where the raw price um, does not make sense to pay that much when the PSA 10s are not much more. We'll see what they're doing right now. PSA 10 for 198. PSA 10 for 300. I don't know if that one seems a little sketchy. So 200 or so right now. 190 to 200. So it's the number 151. I forget there's two pitching ones. So sometimes you got to be more specific in your search. Cool to see the process and learn to be more efficient. Yeah, that's really the key, especially for me right now. I have a 9 to 5, I have a family, and I'm in master's school. So I have like, I'm lucky to get an hour in a day to work on cards. 115. You see, like I'm not paying 115 for a card that goes for 188 as a PSA 10. No way. Okay, now that we've seen enough PSA 10 comps, we can filter out PSA 115, 87. That's a little more like it. I think I'd be okay paying 85 on this. Probably won't win it, but then again, we did just win the Caleb for about $20 less than comps. Yeah, so this is a process that literally, like, whenever you have free time, you can get on your phone, watch all your cards on the eBay app, and then get on a computer when you can um, to, look through the Gixin because it's a little easier on a computer, and then just kind of streamline the process that way. Are you looking to add eBay sales import and listing data into your site? Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm almost done with the sales importer, and then I'll do the purchase importer. That's going to be a game changer. So, yeah, like I said, um, it's a work in progress. If you guys want to start using the site now, feel free. Link in the description for that. eBay listing, like listing from my website to eBay, I also have on the docket, but it's not coming quite as soon. The sales importer will probably be done next week. The purchase importer maybe another week after that. Um, but anyway, yeah, totally, yeah. Like, because right now, it's pretty easy to add purchases and sales here. Like, it's kind of like a spreadsheet entry. Um, but I'm gonna make it a lot faster. So faster is always better. Again, limited time, just have more time to put into buying cards. Cool. Let's go through a couple more of these and we'll call it a night. Again, many thanks to all you guys who have come, stuck around, said hi. Hopefully, this has been helpful or at least fun. These pictures are so blurry. I don't want to take a risk on this card. If it was from 2024, I'd be okay with it, but I've had so many of these Topps Chrome update ones of his that are scratched that I know that you know, it's not worth it unless you can see the pictures well. Okay, let's do one more little search here. Let's do, wanted to find some stained glass cards. Bowers, good candidate. This one could be good depending on what comps are looking like. Drake May. Drake May is a great buy right now. Definitely looking forward to using it. I currently use a site called My Reseller Genie, but want something more card oriented. Yeah, yeah, that was another thing. There's a lot of generic sites like that. But yeah, it's nice to have the exact metrics that you need for cards. Like I even allow, like you can specify well, I won't show you right now, but you can even specify the eBay fees, shipping fees, taxes for every transaction. Whoops. Like you can get very granular with it if you want to. And I kind of like having that option. Um, so yeah, like I said, link in the description. Some of you guys, I don't know if anyone on on the live stream right now, some of my viewers have already started using it and um, you know, love to see that. I'll actually be doing I need some testimonials for it, so I'll be doing a giveaway for my users soon to hopefully get some testimonials. All right, let's really quickly, I didn't want to go much longer than 8:30 my time. So let's just look at a couple of these stained glasses and then we'll wrap it up. Again, really appreciate everyone joining. It's a success in my book. Like I said, I was expecting 2 people here, so um, very happy. I love this hobby, man. The grading, raw to grade, it's like I don't rip boxes a whole lot, but raw to grade kind of gives me that same excitement. Like getting the grades back, you don't know what you're gonna get. You have like some highs and some lows depending on how the orders go. Man, this seems expensive for, well, I guess there are some lower ones, 265, 219, 235, 232. Man, it's hard to believe that his PSA 10s would do more than $600 though. Jeez, I don't know if I can justify that on a non-QB. Maybe stained glasses are just going for more than I thought they would be. Let's look at the Drake May one really quick. There we go. You guys seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah, it's a little too off center for me to want to take a stab at it. Maybe Prisms even it. Yeah, yeah, true. Oh, May Prisms even at the initial release. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just now starting to buy Prism. That's why I wanted to do this live stream tonight because everyone loves NFL Prism, and I'm kind of just starting to buy it. Mosaic has been the set that I've been targeting for the past several weeks. So definitely be careful with any Prism stuff you buy in the early days. But I do think May and JJ McCarthy and Penix are solid buys right now, to grade. Not to hold, not to hold. I want to be clear about that. To grade and flip in the off season. Yeah, I don't know that I want to take a stab at. We had one more stained glass. Let's take a look at it. Here we go. Looks a little off center too. I don't like when they kind of have like weird angles. This one's not too weird, but it's a little like left, strong to the left. Yeah, I guess we struck out on stained glasses tonight. But anyway, I have all these other ones I'll go through. That's my process. Like, that's how I buy raw cards to grade on eBay. Um, Other than that, a lot of my buying comes from Facebook. I didn't want to show that on a live stream because I don't want to show people's personal information. But if I can find a way to set it up so I can blur certain parts of the screen, I really do want to show you guys that because that's a side of it that's a little bit more nuanced and not a lot of people take advantage of. But it's something that I've hit huge on. Saving money because you don't have to pay full eBay comps. Buying in bulk, buying from people repeatedly through you have their contact on Messenger, so you can just hit them up anytime. You can tell them to reach out to you when they have stuff. It really streamlines the buying process even more, which is another reason to track your sellers. Um, I'll just say that. So anyway, yeah, sorry if I'm kind of rambling. Sorry if this was a little unorganized. This was my first one. I consider it a success. Thank you all for joining. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram if you have more specific questions. Um, Link is in the bio for that. Link to the Synergy Cards website is also in my bio. So, yeah, check that out. And looking forward to some more content soon. So stay tuned for that. Really appreciate you guys once again. Um, so yeah, I guess we'll end it there. Thank you all. We'll see you next time.